Sleep is one of life's simplest and most profound gifts, especially when the years have blessed you with 8 or more decades of experiences, lessons, and cherished memories. Yet for many people over 80, the nighttime hours can become a source of frustration, restlessness, and worry. Bodies that once drifted off easily may now ache in bed, and minds that once calmed down quickly can race with concerns about health, family, or the future. Despite these challenges, there is a comforting routine that can bring structure, healing, and a gentle rhythm back into your nights and days, choosing to sleep from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. While any specific schedule might sound arbitrary at first, there are very real reasons behind why this 8-hour window can work wonders for your rest and rejuvenation. Over the next several minutes, we'll explore the many layers of this topic: circadian rhythms, hormone shifts, emotional well-being, nighttime habits, and how your long-earned wisdom can guide you toward a more peaceful slumber. Think of this not as another rule you must follow, but as a flexible guideline designed to honor both the biology of the human body and the deeply personal needs of someone in their golden years. By the end, you'll understand how setting aside these hours can wrap your nights in tranquility, your mornings in energy, and your life in a sense of dependable calm that helps you embrace each new day with grace. The human body, at every age, follows an internal clock known as the circadian rhythm. This rhythm is like a steady drumbeat that helps regulate many functions, including your sleep-wake cycle, appetite, and even hormone production. When you're younger, your circadian rhythm tends to be more resilient. You might stay up late on some nights, get up early on others, and still function reasonably well. As the decades roll on, however, your internal clock can become more sensitive. Small disruptions, like unusual meal times or exposure to bright lights at night, can throw off your sense of when you should rest and when you should rise. The beauty of the 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. schedule is that it aligns well with your body's natural tendency to wind down after sunset and wake up close to sunrise. Of course, this schedule won't make the sun rise at 6 a.m. exactly, nor will it force your body to shut down at 10 p.m. on the dot. But it does gently push you toward a sleep window that fits your biological leanings. This can reduce feelings of insomnia, ease the process of falling asleep, and help you feel more refreshed when you open your eyes in the morning. By trusting in the rhythm your body has been practicing for decades, you give yourself the gift of consistency, a valuable element for people of all ages, but especially for those who've navigated life's many changes and now crave stability. Another crucial piece of the puzzle is melatonin, often referred to as the sleep hormone. Melatonin is produced by the pineal gland in your brain and is released more prominently in low-light conditions, signaling to your body that it's time to prepare for rest. In younger adults, melatonin production typically follows the pattern of the sun, rising in the evening and subsiding by morning. As you pass 80, though, your melatonin levels can decrease, and the timing of its release can shift. This change may make it harder to fall asleep, stay asleep, or feel fully rested upon waking. By choosing to settle in by 10 p.m., you harness the natural increase of melatonin that tends to occur in the evening hours. In effect, you're working with your body's biochemistry instead of against it. Creating a calm, dimly lit environment around this time further amplifies your body's ability to produce melatonin. Simple steps like turning off bright overhead lights, limiting screen time, or using gentle bedside lamps can signal to your brain that bedtime is near. Over time, this consistent routine encourages your body to associate 10 p.m. with rest and melatonin release, making it easier to drift off and enjoy deeper stages of sleep. When morning arrives at 6 a.m., the light of day begins to curb melatonin production, gently nudging you to awaken feeling clearer and more energized, ready to greet the possibilities of a new day. Emotional well-being also plays a major role in why a set sleep schedule is beneficial. After 80, it's common to experience a range of emotions tied to life transitions, Some friends or loved ones may have passed away, and day-to-day interactions might have changed. Perhaps you find yourself feeling alone in the evening hours or reflecting on memories that stir up mixed emotions. While these reflections are natural and even healthy in moderation, they can become overwhelming if they lead to racing thoughts late at night. A predictable sleep-wake routine can help stabilize mood by anchoring you in a comforting rhythm. Knowing that 10 p.m. is your time for rest can soothe mental chatter, while the habit of rising at 6 a.m. provides a gentle sense of purpose at the start of each day. The mind, much like the body, appreciates routine. Just as your muscles grow stronger through consistent exercise, your emotional resilience can grow through consistent rest. By caring for your emotional health in this way, you create an environment in which anxious or distressing thoughts have less space to spiral out of control. Over time, you may notice that falling asleep becomes easier when you're not also wrestling with late-night worries. This, in turn, helps nourish a more balanced mood throughout the following day, feeding into a positive cycle of well-being. There's an old saying that 1 hour of sleep before midnight is worth 2 after midnight. While not strictly scientific, it does capture a valuable point. Going to bed earlier often aligns with your body's natural cycles, especially as you age. The key is not necessarily the exact clock time, but the alignment with darkness outside and with your body's ingrained sense of when it should be resting. After 80, many people find themselves more sensitive to disruptions like noise, temperature changes, or even slight discomfort in bed. By aiming to sleep from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., you tap into the quieter hours of the night when fewer disturbances occur. People tend to be less active. Traffic noise usually quiets down, and even streetlights or television screens in neighboring homes are often turned off. This quieter environment can make it much easier to drift into and maintain deep sleep. In the morning, waking up around 6 a.m. can become a peaceful ritual rather than an abrupt jolt. You might hear the first birds chirping, see the soft glow of dawn, or simply relish a moment of solitude before the rest of the world fully awakens. Such experiences can gently remind you of life's daily renewals, which is a comforting message at any age. On a physical level, the deep stages of sleep that occur earlier in the night often contribute to tissue repair, immune system regulation, and the consolidation of memories. Sticking to a 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. schedule gives your body a better chance of entering and sustaining these restorative sleep phases, which can be more fragmented if you go to bed later. After 80, your sleep architecture naturally shifts. You may spend less time in deep sleep or wake up more frequently. A structured bedtime can mitigate some of these changes by increasing the likelihood that you'll still get enough restorative rest. The influence on your immune system is particularly noteworthy because aging can weaken the body's defense mechanisms. Quality sleep acts as a natural immune booster, helping your body fend off infections and recover from illnesses more effectively. By giving yourself a strong foundation of rest, you foster a kind of silent resilience that works in the background, supporting your health day in and day out. Beyond the scientific rationale, there's also a profound psychological benefit in setting and respecting a bedtime. Consider how many routines, roles, and activities you've had throughout your life. Careers, parenting, community engagement, and social obligations. In later years, many of these structured commitments may taper off, leaving your daily schedule flexible or even empty. While freedom can be wonderful, it can also lead to a sense of aimlessness if every day feels the same. Establishing a sleep schedule from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. can anchor your sense of time, giving each day a clear start and end. You wake up knowing it's morning, you can plan your meals and activities around consistent time blocks, and by evening, you have a comforting ritual to help wind down. This rhythm can lend shape to your life, reducing uncertainty and enhancing a feeling of control. Furthermore, this reliable structure can make social playing easier. You'll know to schedule phone calls, grocery runs, or doctor's appointments well after your morning wake up, ensuring that you're refreshed and ready to engage with the world. Something as simple as a daily routine can have a subtle yet powerful effect on your mood, your sense of productivity, and your overall satisfaction. One might worry, but what about the natural tendency to nap during the day? Napping is common among older adults and can be quite beneficial if done in moderation. A short nap, around 20 to 30 minutes, earlier in the afternoon can help recharge your energy without throwing off your nighttime sleep. The main risk is napping too long or too late in the day, which can make it more difficult to fall asleep at 10 p.m. If you find yourself consistently unable to doze off at night, consider adjusting any daytime naps so that they're earlier or shorter. This ensures you still receive that pleasant midday rest without sacrificing the deeper, more extensive rest you get at night. Think of nighttime sleep as the main course and a brief nap as a light appetizer. You don't want to fill up so much on the appetizer that you lose your appetite for the main meal. By treating naps as a complement, rather than a substitute, you uphold the integrity of your primary sleep schedule, keeping your circadian rhythm humming along smoothly. Routine is one piece of the puzzle. Preparation is another. Part of what makes a 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. sleep window effective is how you approach the hours leading up to 10 p.m. If you watch intense television shows, scroll through your phone under bright lights, or engage in stimulating conversations right before bed, your brain may still be buzzing when you attempt to fall asleep. As an older adult, your mind might need a bit more time to shift gears from active mode to rest mode. That's why many sleep experts suggest creating a wind-down period at least 30 minutes to an hour before bedtime. This could include dimming the lights, listening to soft music, reading a calming book in gentle light, or practicing gentle stretches that ease tension. Such a ritual helps your mind and body recognize that it's time to transition into rest. Replacing screens with more relaxing activities can also reduce exposure to blue light, which can interfere with melatonin production. By the time the clock nears 10 p.m., you'll have signaled your brain that it's time to slow down, making the process of falling asleep more natural. When this routine becomes a daily practice, you essentially train your body to anticipate rest, leading to a smoother journey into dreamland. The environment of your bedroom also has a profound influence on how well you sleep. After 80, you may find yourself more sensitive to temperature changes or sounds you once ignored. Aiming for a slightly cooler room, often recommended to be around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, can encourage deeper sleep, since your body temperature naturally drops at night. If that feels too chilly, layering blankets or wearing comfortable sleepwear allows you to adjust. Soft, breathable bedding can make a noticeable difference as well. Minimizing noise is another key factor. If you live in an area where cars pass by or neighbors are active, consider using earplugs or a white noise machine to mask sudden sounds. Curtains that block out streetlights can help maintain a dark environment, reinforcing your body's natural night signals. Sometimes, small details like a comfortable mattress or supportive pillow can be overlooked. But these details are worth revisiting, especially if you experience stiffness or aches. A bed that supports your joints and cushions pressure points can minimize tossing and turning. Taken together, these environmental tweaks all serve the ultimate purpose of strengthening your habit of falling asleep around 10 p.m. and staying comfortably asleep until 6 a.m. Family dynamics often shift as you grow older. Perhaps you live with adult children, grandchildren, or a partner who has different sleep habits. Or you might live alone and have visiting caregivers or relatives who come at unpredictable hours. Regardless of your situation, communicating your preferred sleep schedule can help others respect your rest. Let them know that from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., you're dedicating yourself to a restorative night's sleep, and gently request minimal disturbances during that window. Sometimes, Just letting people know your plan is enough for them to adjust their activities, like watching TV at a lower volume or scheduling visits at a more convenient time. If you do have a caregiver, discuss how your bedtime routine can be supported. Maybe they can help you prepare a calming tea or ensure that the house is set up for sleep with lights dimmed and curtains drawn. This collaboration not only enhances your sleep, but also fosters a sense of teamwork and respect for your well-being. Over time, your consistent commitment to this schedule may even inspire others in your home to adopt healthier sleep habits themselves. Social engagement is a vital aspect of life after 80. Staying active in the daytime can help regulate your energy levels so that you feel pleasantly tired by 10 p.m. Consider scheduling stimulating activities, like social gatherings, hobbies, or gentle exercise, earlier in the day. Activities such as morning walks, midday luncheons with friends, or afternoon art classes can provide physical, mental, and emotional benefits. These pursuits invigorate your mind and body, and by evening, you naturally crave rest. When 10 p.m. arrives, your body welcomes sleep as a reward for the day's activities. On the flip side, be mindful of pushing stimulating events too late into the evening. If you regularly attend late-night parties or watch emotional films at 9:30 p.m., your adrenaline may spike right before you intend to settle down. Striking a balance between social activity and winding down is essential. When you align your engagements so that they enrich your daytime hours rather than bleed into your night, you reinforce a clear boundary that preserves your precious window of rest. Let's talk about the subtle interplay between sleep and nutrition, which becomes increasingly important as you age. The timing and quality of your meals can influence how well you rest from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. A heavy or spicy dinner right before bedtime might lead to discomfort, heartburn, or indigestion, making it harder to drift off. On the other hand, going to bed hungry can also disrupt sleep. Aim for a moderate evening meal a few hours before bedtime, and if needed, a light snack, like warm milk, a piece of whole grain toast, or some gentle herbal tea, can tide you over. Caffeine consumption is another factor to consider. While some people remain relatively unaffected, others become quite sensitive to caffeine over time. If you find yourself lying awake at night, revisit your daytime beverage choices. Consuming coffee, tea, or chocolate after midday might keep you more alert than you'd like. By experimenting with meal times and caffeine intake, you can fine-tune your routine to support an earlier bedtime. These small adjustments, like reducing late-night sugar or caffeine, can have an outsized impact on how easily you fall asleep and how soundly you stay there. Emotional and mental patterns can also influence your ability to adopt and maintain a 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. schedule. Stress, for instance, can be a significant disruptor of sleep. Even if you've seen many of life's storms, stress can still creep in when facing financial uncertainties, health concerns, or the well-being of loved ones. Mindful relaxation techniques like gentle breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, or guided visualization can help shift your mind into a calmer state before bed. Some people find that writing down worries in a journal helps offload them, so the brain doesn't keep circling around the same anxieties at night. Once those concerns are on paper, it's like telling your mind, "I've acknowledged these issues, and I'll deal with them tomorrow." By consistently using these techniques, you teach your nervous system to associate your bedtime with peace rather than worry. Over time, this reduces stress levels, facilitates better sleep quality, and encourages a smoother transition into the golden slumber you deserve. Chronic pain is another challenge that can hinder an older adult's ability to stick to any sleep schedule. If you suffer from arthritis, back pain, or other conditions, lying in bed for extended periods might become uncomfortable. Nonetheless, the 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. window remains a beneficial guideline. It just may require some additional strategies to manage pain and enhance comfort. working with healthcare providers to optimize pain medication timing, or exploring non-pharmaceutical methods, like a warm bath, gentle yoga stretches, or certain topical ointments, can lessen nighttime discomfort. The goal is to create a situation where you're neither drowsy from late evening painkillers at 7 p.m. nor wide awake in agony at midnight. When managed effectively, pain doesn't have to derail your sleep schedule. It becomes one more factor you handle with the wisdom and adaptability you've gained over the years. Gradually, you can refine these methods until a 10 p.m. bedtime feels not only doable, but also deeply restorative, despite the physical issues you may face. If you ever find yourself wide awake at 2 a.m., don't panic. Occasional disruptions are part of the journey, especially in later years when sleep can become lighter. Waking briefly at night is normal. If you can't return to sleep after about 20 minutes, it can be more helpful to get out of bed, do something relaxing in low light, such as reading a calm book or sipping warm herbal tea, and then return to bed once you feel drowsy again. Lying in bed wide awake, worrying about why you can't sleep, can create a negative association between your bed and restlessness. Over time, such anxieties can make going to bed at 10 p.m. feel stressful. Instead, treat these awakenings as gentle hiccups. By approaching them with patience and calm, you reinforce the idea that your bedroom is a welcoming place of rest, not a battleground for insomnia. And don't be too hard on yourself if the schedule occasionally slips. Life is full of surprises. Simply realign with 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. the following night, reaffirming your commitment to a regular pattern. Many seniors also find benefit in having a small, calming ritual that marks the start of bedtime at 10 p.m. This can be something as simple as lighting a favorite scented candle, reciting a short prayer or affirmation, or listening to a particular piece of music. Over time, these cues become intertwined with the act of falling asleep. Even if you have trouble remembering certain details during the day, your mind and body retain the memory of soothing rituals. The moment you inhale that familiar scent or hear that melody, your muscles may begin to relax, and your breathing may slow down. It's as if you're telling your body, "We've done this before, and it's time to rest." Consistency in these little habits can create a profound sense of familiarity and safety. That feeling of comfort can bridge the gap between wakefulness and sleep, guiding you gently into slumber, much like a lullaby does for an infant. In the morning, you can celebrate the ritual's success by noting how rested you feel, reinforcing the positive loop of cues and restful sleep. While we're on the topic of cues, sunrise can also become a natural wake-up cue if you leave your curtains slightly open or open them soon after rising. The soft morning light helps suppress melatonin production and signals your body that it's time to embrace the day. After a refreshing night of rest, greeting the morning light can become a moment of gratitude, a simple nod to the fact that you've been given another day. Some older adults incorporate gentle morning stretches or breathing exercises as a way of fully awakening their bodies. This not only invigorates your muscles and joints, but sets a positive tone for the hours ahead. By consistently waking at 6 a.m., you create a block of daytime that can be filled with meaningful activities, from breakfast with loved ones to tending the garden, reading a newspaper, or working on a puzzle. When evening comes around again, your body will be ready to slip back into that comfortable sleep window. In your 80s, life might feel less predictable than you'd like, with health concerns or sudden changes in routine. Knowing that one aspect, your sleep, can remain relatively stable is reassuring. It provides a kind of anchor in the midst of an ever-changing world. Over time, you may even find that this schedule helps reduce nighttime confusion or disorientation, sometimes referred to as sundowning, which some older adults experience. By committing to a bedtime before midnight, you can often sidestep the restless energies that can emerge late at night, ensuring your mind and body slip into rest before those disorienting feelings take hold. This predictable schedule also enables caregivers or family members to plan their support around your known sleep and wake times, which can further reduce stress for everyone involved. Memory retention and cognitive function are top of mind for many people in their later years. While no single factor can guarantee sharp memory, quality sleep is among the most critical influences. During sleep, the brain consolidates memories, transferring them from short-term storage to long-term archives. In deeper stages of slumber, the day's experiences are sorted, and the mind files away important information while discarding the trivial. By consistently sleeping between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., you give your brain a reliable period to conduct this nightly housekeeping. This practice may contribute to clearer thinking, better recall, and even a steadier mood in the morning. While it won't reverse every sign of aging in the brain, it provides a supportive environment in which your cognitive abilities can flourish as best they can. It's important to acknowledge that everyone's body is unique. You might find that 9:30 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. feels more natural, or perhaps 10:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. works better. The exact clock times are less critical than the principle of having a consistent, roughly 8-hour window that starts before midnight and ends in the early morning. The reason we focus on 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. is that it often aligns well with both the average older adult's circadian inclination and societal norms, making it easier to integrate with daily tasks, medical appointments, or social events. If your personal rhythm differs slightly, don't force yourself uncomfortably. Rather, adapt within a range that still preserves the spirit of an earlier bedtime and a morning wake-up. The key is regularity. Once you find a sweet spot that resonates with your body's signals, commit to it wholeheartedly. Over the course of weeks and months, you'll likely see the fruits of this commitment in better quality sleep, improved alertness, and a calmer, more grounded state of mind. Consider also that your body's needs might shift over time. A schedule that works flawlessly at 80 might require slight tweaking at 85 or 90. Especially if new health conditions arise or medications change. Stay open to adjusting. View this process as a continuous dialogue with your body, rather than a rigid set of rules. Check in with yourself every few months. Are you still falling asleep easily around 10 p.m.? Do you wake feeling refreshed most mornings? Are you frequently finding yourself wide awake at midnight or 4 a.m.? By staying attuned to these signals, you can fine-tune your schedule. This willingness to adapt is, in itself, a hallmark of resilience and wisdom, qualities that have likely served you well throughout your life. Embrace them now as you craft a sleep routine that honors your individuality. At the heart of all this is a simple yet profound truth. Consistent, restful sleep is a cornerstone of well-being at any age, but it becomes especially precious after 80. By choosing a window like 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., you offer yourself the chance to align with both nature's rhythm and your own circadian patterns, while carving out a predictable structure in a world that can feel unpredictable. This alignment isn't about denying the challenges of aging. It's about meeting them with a gentle but firm routine that supports your body, mind, and spirit. Over time, you may find that the benefits extend beyond the bedroom, improving your interactions, energy levels, and overall perspective on life's daily blessings. As you settle into this rhythm, remember that each new night is a fresh opportunity to rest, and each new morning is a fresh opportunity to live. The steadiness of a set sleep schedule can be your faithful companion, reminding you every evening to rest from your day's labors, and every dawn to rise for another day of curiosity, connection, and gratitude. Script ends.